So this is the BCN3D printing range. In this range we have three 3D printers. We have the D25, the W27 and the W50. All these printers come with an IDEX system, meaning we can do dual materials or two parts at exactly the same time, or even a left and a right at the same time. The top two in these range, the W27 and the W50, are also fully enclosed. These can also sit on top of a smart cabinet, meaning we have a UPS system, so that any power loss, we can resume our printing. We can also store our materials in here to make sure they're at the correct humidity for when we need them to print.
Coupled with the hardware of the BCN technology, we also have a lot of other things that plumb into that, the first of which being the materials. BCN have their own range of materials, which is partnered with BASF and Mitsubishi Chemical, but it's also an open filament system, so if there are materials that you want to use as part of your business that don't necessarily fall under the umbrella of the BCN portfolio, these are things that you can run through, we can do custom profiles, and we can make sure that this is set up to really drive the value out of the machine. Alongside that, one of the materials that's sort of lesser known is using 316 and 17.4 pH metal filaments that are provided by BASF and running those through a metal pack that is available through the BCN system. BCN have consolidated all this down into a pack in which you can load in the materials, automatically drop in the files into the software, and what that will do is that will automatically scale and give you the correct parameters to make sure that when you send these parts off for debinding and sintering, you get back the exact part that you're expecting to receive. That's coupled up with some supporting filaments, which then means that you don't have to worry too much about how the parts are going to go through the process. Alongside the filaments, we also have some software add-ons as well, which mean that through BCN Cloud, depending on how your company is structured, it means you can have parts that are going through to be produced, whether that's for prototyping, end-use products, or even production. Then what that can do is you can send those through a management system, so you can sign off the correct parts and allocate the prints depending on what's going to be required due to the needs of your business. Because of the diversity of the technology, it means it can find its home in a lot of different areas within the business. One of the flagship case studies that we work with BCN with is through Nissan. The way Nissan are using this technology is to help with the jigs, fixtures and tooling to help assemble the cars down the production line, and using a lot of different materials, whether those rigids or flexibles, whatever's going to be right for the application. One of the examples of this is the drive shaft assembly tool, which has been produced with the BCN machine behind me in a flexible material, so that it won't cause any damage to the coatings or paintwork or anything like that to the vehicle. But also then it means that because it's produced out of a plastic rather than a metal, means obviously the parts can last longer, but also it's more ergonomic for the user so that it doesn't have to be picking up metal components all of the time. Obviously with a plastic part, it's much less dense, which will make it lighter for the end use application. This, coupled with all the other areas within the business, it means there's been catastrophic savings in terms of how they're operating and assembling these vehicles.
If you want to know more about the BCN range or the metal expansion pack, get in touch at 3dgbire.com to speak to one of our sales engineers.